What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be talking about your personal statement. When you apply to PA school, there are three big things that schools look at. The two that are most important in my opinion would be your GPA and your patient care experience, and then immediately following that is your personal statement. For those of you that are unaware of the personal statement, it is a 5,000 character essay explaining to admissions committees why it is you want to be a physician assistant. Sounds easy enough, right? Talk about how you had a toy stethoscope growing up and ever since then you wanted to become a physician assistant. Well, when you sit down to write, it's gonna become very difficult and you're not gonna have a clue what to say and you're not gonna know how to organize your thoughts. So in this video, hopefully I can give you a little bit of guidance and explaining to you the process and what it takes and how to write a good personal statement. So stay tuned. This video today is brought to you by My PA Resource. They are the leaders in personal statement revision and editing. Honestly, one of the best decisions I ever made when applying to PA school was having my personal statement professionally edited and revised. I had this one faculty member promise, true story, tell me that it was one of the best personal statements they'd ever read, and I absolutely attribute that to having it professionally looked at. I even got 7 interviews, and I think that is definitely because my personal statement was in tip-top shape. So if you go to myparesource.com, choose one of their products, any one of their products, and enter the code DAYWITHAPA, all one word, you'll save 10%. With that being said, let's jump into this video. One big mistake that I made when writing my personal statement is that I did not even start the process of writing until after the CASPA application opened. So that gave me about 4 weeks to write because I wanted to submit my application by June 1st. Well, I was under a lot of stress. It was crunch time. I was trying to do as much as I could and just get it done. I was rushed. I would not recommend doing that. I think if you want to feel more comfortable in writing your personal statement, you should start a few months before the CASPA cycle opens. Honestly, January would be a good time to start. It's way in advance, I know, but it gives you time to procrastinate. It gives you time to fight through all those writer's blocks and not feel rushed, honestly. The first thing that you should consider when writing your personal statement is to sit down with a piece of paper and write down all of the experiences you've had, whether that be volunteering or in your direct patient care experience. Write down all your interactions, what moved you, what was emotional, what solidified your desire to go into medicine. Put those all on paper so that you can look at each event that happened and determine what you can elaborate on the most and what can become a really good story, honestly. Once you have something and it clicks and you feel like you can write a good story about it in your personal statement, start off your introduction with a hook, something that's gonna grab your reader's attention. And keep in mind that those reading this are admissions committees. They're individuals who read thousands of personal statements every single year. So you're gonna have to stick out in some sort of way. You can start your introduction off with a quote, a song lyric. It can be a very descriptive personal experience of yours. That's kind of the route I chose. I chose to be very descriptive in my introduction so I could grab the reader's attention and really put them in my shoes before going into the rest of my personal statement. Keep in mind that in your personal statement, you don't want to talk about why you didn't go to med school because it's a lot more schooling, more expensive, the work-life balance isn't as good. You want to talk about why you want to become a PA and not why you don't want to become a doctor. So I hope that makes sense. And you should always try to remain as positive as possible in this essay. It's a big toss-up as far as if you want to bring up bad grades, poor performances in the past, things that happened in your life. Some people will say to keep your personal statement as positive as possible. Some people will say to be authentic. I think that yes, you should try to remain positive at all times, but if you have a moving experience, if you have something that would be a really good story and something that you can write about, and you are a reapplicant and in this last year you have become stronger either academically, professionally, whatever that might be, I think that would be an important time to bring that up in your personal statement, because this is a time in your application where you can really speak to admissions committees without physically sitting in front of them. Your application is great. It tells you what kind of person you are on paper, but you're still trying to get that interview. You're still trying to get the chance to be face-to-face with another individual to prove to them that you deserve to be in their program, and your personal statement is one of those things that's going to help you jump that hurdle. A big piece of advice that I received, I think it was somewhere on the internet, when I was writing my personal statement, they said everyone can talk about how they're compassionate and hardworking and they have a love for medicine. Everyone can write that in their essay, but you should set yourself apart and not just listing all these adjectives, but really explaining them and giving the reader situations or circumstances in which you have fulfilled those attributes that you're trying to explain about yourself. It goes so much farther than just saying that I am a compassionate, hardworking individual. You should also display your knowledge of the PA profession in your essay. It's not enough to simply say that I want to become a PA because I want to take care of others. PAs do more than just take care of people. Doctors take care of people, nurses take care of people, physical therapists take care of people. So why is it you want to become a PA specifically? If you can address that in your paper, especially with experiences, maybe you have a family member who is a physician assistant, maybe you had an experience with one that was very impactful, write about that, don't just list. It's also important that you don't write long drawn out paragraphs in your personal statement. Try to make them smaller, concise. You can have 8 to 10 paragraphs if you need it, but don't just have 2 or 3 really long paragraphs. It gets boring, it's bland, the reader loses interest, so do your best to break up your wording into multiple paragraphs. As important as your introduction is to grab your reader's attention, it is just as important to end the paper with a solid conclusion. So once you get to this last paragraph, reflect on the previous paragraphs that you've written, look at the high points and address those one last time in your conclusion. Really wrap up and hit it home with the admissions committees on why you exactly want to be a PA and nothing else, why this has been your lifelong dream. Like I said, just make it strong, make it impactful, and leave a statement. One of the most important things that you can do that I was terrible at is whenever you're writing and you're getting frustrated and you can't get the words onto the paper, onto the computer like you want to, you have to step away and take a break. Go outside, go for a walk, go play with your dog, or go find a neighbor's dog and play with it, because dogs will always make you feel better. But don't sit there and become really frustrated and think that words will start to just magically appear. You need to take a break. You need to start out fresh. If you have to take a few days, take a few days off. That's why it's so important to start this process early and not right before you're gonna submit your application. The last piece of advice I can leave you with is whenever you're done writing your personal statement, try to get a couple of people to read it over and see what they think. They'll provide you with edits, revisions. If you have any teachers in your family, make sure that they read over it. If you have a PA that can read it, that would be an excellent person to kind of revise your essay. And as I mentioned in the beginning, if you're so inclined and you have the extra money, I think it's a good investment to have this professionally revised and edited, because that is the only way you're gonna know that your personal statement is in tip-top shape and it's going to impress admissions committees. So that wraps up this video. Writing your personal statement can be frustrating, but I think if you start early, if you list those experiences out on paper, if you get all your thoughts out on paper first and work from there, it can become a less stressful experience and you can give yourself more time to really craft a solid essay. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.